Hello and welcome to another Magic Arena deck tech video, this time featuring Izzet Phoenix. The deck has been around since the early days of Guilds of Ravnica, didn't really get an update with Ravnica Legions. I've tried the Terramanda and didn't like it, so the deck basically still the same as it was back then, but it's working fine still. I am having a blast currently playing it, and let's talk about why. The key card, well, one key card of the deck is the Arclight Phoenix itself. Flying haste Phoenix creature at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast 3 or more instant spells this turn, return Arclight Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. And one of the main plans of this deck is to have as many creatures, Phoenixes, in your graveyard as soon as possible and bring them back just as fast. How do we do this? One card is Opt, which lets us draw the spells we want and need. Also, it only costs 1 mana from the get-go. Then we have Charter Course, draw 2 cards, discard a card, which is going to be the Phoenix in case we have it in hand. Or we can attack with another creature and draw 2 cards if we don't have Phoenixes in the graveyard. Radical Idea, which draws us a card and has Jumpstart, which allows us to put the Phoenix into the battlefield. Tormenting Voice, drawing 2 cards and discarding 1. So another way to get the Phoenix into the graveyard. And 2 Discovery, Surveil 2, which allows us to put cards from the top of our deck into the graveyard and then draw another card. And these are basically the spells that we want to chain together to get the Phoenix into the graveyard and back onto the battlefield. Helping with this is the Goblin Electromancer, which makes instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. So the dream turn would be playing a Goblin Electromancer on turn 2, then on turn 3 play a Tormenting Voice, put a Phoenix into the graveyard that we already have in hand, cast a Discovery and put another Phoenix from the top of our deck into the graveyard, and then, I don't know, either shock a creature, shock them in the face, play another Opt, play a Radical Idea, or remove something with a Lava Coil, which is also in our deck, and then get all the Phoenix we put into the graveyard back into the game, and then attack with the Phoenix and the Electromancer for a lot of damage on turn 3 and basically just win the game from there. I've already mentioned it before, Lava Coil as our removal as well as a Beacon Bolt. Lava Coil basically hits every creature that's currently played in the game until you get to cards like Lyras or huge Hydroid Krasis, but for that we have, as I said, the Beacon Bolt. There's also an Entrancing Melody, which helps against the Krasis or other stuff that Zulta does, as well as the mono-white matchups with the cheap and plentiful creatures. As some kind of secondary or 1.5-endary win condition, we have 4 Crackling Drakes, which is cost blue, blue, red, red. Flying Crackling Drake's power is equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. And when Crackling Drakes enters the battlefield, you draw a card, which is pretty nice since it just, gets a card back when playing, so no lost value there. And then with all the cards we cast and put into the graveyard as well into the exile, like casting a Radical Idea Jumpstart or jumpstarting a Beacon Bolt, still going to add to the power of Crackling Drake, and then with 1 of Maximized Velocity going to hit someone in the face pretty hard out of nowhere. Yeah, that's the deck as well. We run in terms of land for Steam Vents and Sulfur Falls because that's our main colors, as well as some Islands and Mountain and 1 Blood Crypt to be able to cast the Dispersal half of Discovery Dispersal, which may come in handy at some really, really rare cases, but more often than not you won't be casting Dispersal anyway, so might as well cut it if you don't have the land and just put in another mountain just to clear that up. In our sideboard we have 2 Disdainful Strokes against control matchups and Sultai and other matchups like the Gruul, which have the Phoenix on 4 or stuff like that. Negate, also pretty obvious against control and other decks that cast stuff that you don't want, like mono red or something. The Raptor Hatchlings are in there against mono white because they can chump block, and then the next turn we get a 3/3 dinosaur token, which is very nice. The same with Fiery Cannonade, which goes in against the go white strategies. If you bought this in, you may think about botting Goblin Electromancers out, since they died to this as well, and against the aggressive strategies you are not so likely to get the Phoenixes out via 3 spells, so the Electromancer gets worse as well, since you want to bot in removal like this, or the Beacon Bolt, as well as the Murmuring Mystic, which also comes in against control, but also against the go white decks. This is basically a very good sideboard card that goes into a lot of matchups. Beacon Bolt, I jumped over that as well, against decks with big creatures, mostly Sultai or Gruul. Ral coming in against control and matchups where you have some time casting him. So not so many, but in those he's very good as an additional win condition. For example, against a Demir, which may be casting Unmode Egu to get rid of your Phoenixes or Crackling Drakes. It's always nice to have another win condition. Tunif Mizzet, the mono blue killer. Our matchup against mono blue from the get-go very good, since we have lots of removal spells and flyers, also ways to get them into the play without them being able to counter it, like the Phoenix. If we cast the spells, the trigger is already saved, so the spells don't have to resolve, which is nice. And 2 more Entrancing Melodies against Sultai with the Hybrid Graces and the mono white matchups. So yeah, that's the deck, and I guess we will jump right into a ladder game, going to ranked. Sideboard, as always, will be shown in action in the following videos, where we play whole best of 3 matchups. And we are ready. So, what are we playing against? Nissa, so if we can go by that, it goes for green. This hand is okay. We have Electromancer, Steam Vents, 2 lands. No card draw per se, but we have some removal spells to keep us in the game. And other than that, we may just want to draw us in. So we drew Tormenting Voice, which is nice. That we don't have a Phoenix is not so good, but we have plenty of stuff to ditch, and we are most likely playing against mono red with a black splash, so I do want to play an Reclamancer, but I'm a little scared about shock. Also, we don't have another land, so what am I going to do? I guess I'm going to play it, and if he attacks, we aren't gonna block, just trying to bait a pre-combat shock or something. And if he uses like a lightning strike or something, would be even better. To be honest, I don't want to enable what's it called, Spectacle, so okay, here's another one of those. So let's hope we draw another red source, because then okay, so managed to do that anyway. Okay, now I would really like to... What is he going to do next turn? I'm pretty sure he's going to play the Chain Whirler, so that means the turn after we are going to have to Lava Coil. So let's just try Charter Course and ditch a... What are we going to put away? I guess Tormenting Voice, since we need our shocks, Electromancer as well, and we do have an additional card selection with Discovery. And I am actually going to pay 2 life with this, since we can shock this anyway, so if we get attacked by this or shock ourselves with the land, won't matter. And like this, we have the spell in the graveyard earlier. Okay, what are you doing? Ah, this is lightning. So I guess I should have done that last turn. The more you know. Good. Okay, now we can play the second Electromancer and the Lava Coal, since it's reduced the mana cost. And we are actually kind of safe, I guess. Okay, another Lava Runner. Another Lava Runner. I guess I have to block that. The chances of us getting the Phoenix is pretty slim, so might as well try to keep the damage to a minimum. We are going to Discovery first. Hopefully find another land. Lava Coal is good as well, but we don't need that this turn. The Demons, on the other hand, we can still play. So, let's put this away, just in case he draws another Wizard's Lightning, though he could have most likely cast that anyway. And there he drew his Experimental Frenzy. Okay, so now we do have a little bit of a problem. If they keep drawing from the top of the deck like that. Ah, there's a Phoenix. 1, 2, meh. If they play creature, we may. Okay. Could you, like, not find 500 spells from the top? Oh, come on. Yeah, well, that's, yeah, mono red for you. I don't think we could have done anything better. We're a little bit unlucky that we were not drawing our lands early and had to play around that and taken some damage, but meh. That's just how it works sometimes. If we actually draw lands, I guess we would have been way fine with this. This hand is fine. We have Electromancer, 2 lands, removal, all the things we want. Just missing the Arclight Phoenix, but there's a good chance that we are going to draw into those. So let's see. Okay, mono red. I guess I can play this untapped because I want to use the shock, and next turn I want to play the Electromancer, so I won't be shocking then. And yeah, that was to be expected. I guess I'm just going to take that damage and just shock Pyromancer. Opt, that's good in case our Electromancer dies. And now we are hoping that he can't remove the Electromancer. But if he does, well, that's 3 damage that we saved. Fanatical Firebrand, okay. So, oh, that's good. I guess I'm going to opt and see if I can find something. Not what we want right now. Yes, the land is more to my liking, and I get no. I guess we are going to kill the Lava Runner. Since he's going to play another spell for sure. And with this would get another damage in. Okay, is he actually has he run out of steam? Okay, no he hasn't. Light up the stage. And the Pyromancer, but we can play our Crackling Drake, so we are still in it. Opt, okay. And another one. Okay, this is good. We can chain those now. Another Pyromancer, okay. So I'm going to block his Pyromancer if he chooses to attack anyway. Even if he has a shock or lightning strike in hand. That's 5 damage we saved. So no way in hell I'm going to keep that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a lightning strike or something that he can kill the Drake with a firebrand and that spell, so... Is he not even going to take it? That's not... Oh, nice! Now we even have the Phoenix as well, but we need a 5th land. So just going to play a big blocker again. Hopefully draw the 5th land. There it is. And then wait for the next turn. Okay. What do you have? 5 mana and nothing? Oh, he does actually. Misclick. Misclick. Okay. Alrighty, my turn. Oh, another charter course. We are starting with an opt. Anyway. Do I want another opt? Not really, I guess. Nah. I'd rather draw 2 cards. Beacon Bolt is nice as well, in case he draws something big. Begun Phoenix. And another opt and dispersal. I guess Discovery is better here, since we can put something in the graveyard. And ooh, I guess we'll take this. There's the Phoenix, and let me do some quick math. 2 for 5. So he only needs 1 big spell. I guess I'm not going to take at all, since I have enough spells to buff these to 10/10s, and like this I can just keep all blockers back and not worry about getting killed on a backswing. Like this, for example. So what are you doing? I guess I'm going to just keep playing this safe. Ooh. This is actually okay. Just going to start with an opt. Oh, shock is good. Shock is really good. I guess I'm just going to kill this. And then this. Okay, what does he have? And now I'm going to attack with those. I mean, if one of those cards is a lightning strike, he can kill one of those. He also has to use the firebrand, and then if he has another burn spell in hand, that's 3 plus 2 is 5. And he has to top deck exactly another burn spell for us to lose this, so I guess this is an okay gamble. And there we go, lightning strike from the firebrand. That's what I expected. So that's going down as well. Now we can hopefully survive this. Yes, nicely played around that, so we can have a look at what we can play in the next game. And as you saw, Monored, if it doesn't get if we don't stumble, we are actually fine against that. We have lots of removal to handle the creatures, we can produce a good amount of blockers, and the Phoenix can even jump block and then be brought back if we have the spells, which we in this case had. So, ooh, I guess we can keep that again. Steam Vents and Island. Yeah, since we started we can play tapped. No need to keep that back. Oha! Mono white. So this is the matchup that we actually would like our sideboard against. but let's see if we somehow are able to overpower this. If I draw like a Charted Course or Tormenting Voice, that would be very nice. Oh, I'm going to risk it. Okay. Playing the radical idea. Oh, I don't even have to risk it. This is for sure to Phoenix. I didn't think about casting radical idea twice, so yes. Hello. It's turn 3 and I'm attacking you for 6. So now that we are ahead, we can just continue to try and do that. If he perchance has a Conclave Tribunal, that's okay. That's 1 Phoenix gun. We have the Crackling Drake. Still, the funny thing is that the Tithe Taker gets actually cancelled out by the Goblin Electromancer, so our shocks still only costing 1, which is actually kind of funny. So he's thinking about what he's going to do. He has a History of Benalia. That's one I was thinking about. A second shock, which is nice. I guess I am going to keep attacking with the Phoenix. And then easily taking 2 and playing the Crackling Drake. Because next turn I can just attack with whatever, shock him in the face for the rest, and then we are golden. So let's see. Any attack, I don't give a shit about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if he plays a land, another creature, he can attack with a Snap-on Sentry as well. Has been... Okay, Conclave Tribunal. So that's going to go on Phoenix, but as I said, not mattering to me at all. He's tapped out. We can just play this. Shock 1. Shock 2. Don't even need it. Could have just attacked with those 2. And now attack with the Phoenix and the Drake for the win. Yeah, and this was the explosive start. Which, as I said, lots of damage on turn 3 and difficult to lose the game from there. Yeah, I guess that showed the deck pretty well. Didn't have a control matchup, but against those, as said, if you have the explosive start, they can't really do a thing. And in the sideboard, there's lots of stuff against those. But as said at the beginning, we are going to talk about that later in a best of 3 video. Hope you liked that. If you did, please think about leaving a like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel to not miss the future videos. Also comment on any mistakes I made or decks you would like to see deck tech or played by me. That's it for today. See you around next time. Have fun playing Arena and may the draws be in your favor. Goodbye. Ciao.